Welcome to This Week in BYU Athletics. I'm your host, Rylee Jensen of the softball team. We have a lot of great highlights on today's show. Let's start by taking a look at what happened last week in BYU Athletics. The women's volleyball team hosted the first and second round of the NCAA tournament. The Cougars opened the first round against Stony Brook. Senior Roni Jones-Perry led the team with 17 kills as the Cougs swept the Seawolves in 3. On Saturday, they welcomed rival Utah into the Fieldhouse for a second round NCAA matchup. Roni Jones-Perry led the Cougs again with 20 kills. Freshman Heather Knighting had 12 kills on 16 attempts as the Cougs cruised to a 3-0 win. The women's basketball team traveled up the road to Orem to take on UVU. Freshman Shaylee Gonzalez scored a career-high 23 points, and Brenda Chase had 7 assists for the 77-51 win. 11 different Cougars scored in a balanced offensive effort. The men and women's diving teams traveled to Salt Lake for the Utah Invitational. Morgan Cooper recorded a personal best in the 1 meter with a final score of 362.4. Kennedy Cribbs led the women's team in the 1 meter with a score of 275.8. This event concluded the swim and dive team's fall season. Senior swimmer Payton Sorenson competed in the U.S. Winter Nationals in Greensboro, North Carolina. Sorenson swam the 50 meters in a time of 22.77 to qualify him for the 2020 Olympic trials. He would go on to place second in the event. The football team accepted an invitation to play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl against Western Michigan on December 21st. BYU is making the program's 36th bowl appearance, dating back to the first bowl game at the 1974 Fiesta Bowl. The Cougars have played in 18 different bowls in 11 different states. Women's volleyball senior Roni Jones-Perry was recently named the Pacific South Region Player of the Year. We sat down with the West Jordan, Utah native and talked about her journey here at BYU.
Roni Perry has been the answer for BYU.
And I love how Perry just goes up and she's going to swing. Who cares how big the block in front of her is? She's going to hit high every time. Look how high she is hitting. Just beautiful to watch.
I actually started out with gymnastics when I was younger. I loved it. I spent a lot of time doing it. It got really expensive, so we couldn't afford it anymore, and at that point I had to quit. And one of my mom's coworkers was like, you should try volleyball with her. So I went and tried it. Didn't love it right off the bat, but I fell in love with the sport more and more. Just the more I played it, the more I got to know my teammates. They're my best friends, and I have so many good memories with them. So when I first started kind of getting into recruiting, I emailed a lot of schools in Utah. I was very stubborn in the fact that I did not want to go to BYU, so I all but refused to talk to the coaches here. My parents kind of talked me into it, and they said that could be a really good fit for you. I came on a visit, and just the culture of the girls and the way that the coaches talked to me and told me, we're going to hold you to a high standard, we're going to push you to be great, not just in volleyball, but in life. That's kind of what made the difference for me. I don't know if I would have had some of the experiences that I've had at BYU if I had chosen to go to a different school.
Roni's just been a steady player for us this whole season. We know she's there to get a kill. We know she's there to get a big block when we need it. She's a great server, and then she's just passing a bunch of balls for us. She's so solid, and emotionally she's solid. She never has too many highs and lows, and I think that's good for our team.
Perry out of the back row, incredible.
The Bick for the win.
Next, we have an outside hitter from West Jordan, Utah, Roni Jones-Perry.
We met in high school. It was kind of like a summer fling. Once I came to college, he was still living in Salt Lake, so that was a little bit hard, and I realized that he was kind of my person, and I didn't want to do college or any of life without him by my side. And his support and the things that he does for me on a daily basis that to a lot of people probably don't seem like a big deal have been huge for me in my college experience. He's been unbelievable.
When you have both of those two things and then you finish off with Perry, it's going to go down.
It's been super fun, and I think just knowing that it's my last shot and the rest of the seniors' last shot has just kind of kept everybody motivated. We also realize that just because it's our senior year doesn't make this year about us. We're just doing everything that we can for the team and trying to help these younger girls grow and get better and be the athletes that they want to be. But it's been an incredible year so far and just super fun. I'm really proud of my teammates. I'm really proud of our team culture and the things that we're getting better at mentally, physically, on the court, off the court. It's been really cool.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams are on the road against in-state foes this week. The women's basketball team will play Utah in Salt Lake City on Saturday at 7 p.m. The men's basketball team also travels to Salt Lake to play Utah on Saturday at noon at the Vivint Smart Home Arena as part of the Beehive Classic. The women's volleyball team will host the 3rd and 4th rounds of the NCAA tournament. On Friday, the Cougs will take on Florida at 4:30 p.m. in the Smith Fieldhouse. If they win Friday, they would play again Saturday at 6 p.m. in the Fieldhouse for a chance at a Final Four. Thanks for watching this week in BYU Athletics. We'll be back next week with more great highlights and features. Go Cougs!